Monday, and it's time to talk technology here on Power Talk 1460 and 101 FM. Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us right now. Good morning, Luis.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Doing pretty good. So we've got a story that you sent me about how Apple has a big reveal today, or by the time this runs in the afternoon, it'll already have happened. They are going to become less of a hardware company and more of a service-providing company. And why are they moving in this direction?
Well, if you look at the trend lines over the last few years, Apple's reliance on hardware, whether it's the iPhone, the iPad, or the watch, has seen this declining trend line where fewer and fewer of those devices are being purchased. People are still replacing them. In terms of growing an entire new market segment, that's tough because the market saturation for mobile phones in particular and tablets is such that at this point you're cannibalizing market share from somebody else. So Apple, like a lot of hardware companies, are looking at services and software as a way to continue to grow their revenues and move into a different area. And that's what today's announcement is all about, these new services that Apple is going to be unveiling.
So they're going to go into competition with who? Netflix and Hulu and Sling?
Yep. Basically, they're going to start a streaming service similar to Netflix. And they've been busy over the last year as they've built this, signing a lot of big names, stars and directors and producers to develop original content to drive traffic to their streaming service. Because like Netflix and Amazon, a lot of those services depend on new content, not necessarily old bewitched shows or people want to see new things. And in order to attract an audience that's willing to pay for a service like this, they're going to have to create some new content. So they're going to be competing in a very crowded space. And even Disney, which just finished their acquisition of 21st Century Fox, they're getting into the streaming world as well. So when you think of Disney's case, once they pull off this new streaming service and end all of those relationships with companies like Amazon and Netflix to stream original Disney content, well, the only place you're going to be able to see Dumbo is on Disney's streaming service. So they have a huge head start. So it'll be interesting to see if and how Apple is going to compete.
Where does this leave cable TV and over-the-air network television?
Well, cord cutting is a real thing. And I think that over the last few years, you've seen more and more traditional cable companies like Comcast or Spectrum focus more on their internet service and less on the TV service, because they recognize that more and more consumers are looking at getting out of those really price-heavy packages that provide thousands of channels, of which most people only watch two. So they're looking at content as well. And so you see Comcast in particular has relationships now with Amazon and Netflix and several other carriers that they're putting on their set-top boxes because they recognize that that's the future. It'll be interesting to see.
All right, Luis Alvarez joining us. We'll talk more about this on the Saturday program. Luis, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, online, alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is their Twitter handle. Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-Team. That's 866-784-8326.